now that we have worked through our forward march, we're going to get into backward march. So we're going to go through the same series of steps that we did for forward march. We're going to take our first step. We're going to go 2 steps, 4 steps, place close. Do the same exact build-up. So start off with our backwards march. We're going to start off in our first position, and we're going to take that really relaxed, just kind of like backward step. Bending my legs, picking up my foot, and so from there we're going to transition over into our rigid. So for our rigid step, we are going to take our left foot, same as with the forward. We're just going to tense every muscle up in our leg really tight. Stick it back there. Now this is going to lead to a very tense step. So with that very tense step, we're gonna again start with this bouncing. So we want to relax into it and make sure it's not everything's not tension. The same thing you hear over and over with your music stuff is tension is the killer of sound. Tension is gonna kill your marching too. You're gonna hurt yourself and you're gonna make your music sound bad. So for our proper backward step, we're gonna go through the same thing. We're going to build up our posture, starting with our ankles, into our knees, our hips, our shoulders, and then our head. So we're going to lift up, we're gonna flex our toe again, we're gonna push it back, and we're gonna place. So one of the big things here with this is that big thing with all marching is that flexed toe is going to give us our straight leg without having to tense every muscle in our body. So that way we can continue to have our straight legs without having to tense everything and get that bounce. So for our first step, flex, push, hit, and then big thing to note here is going to be big things up here. We are going to want, it's going to be a bit morbid, but we want to think that there's a hook in the back of your leg, in the back of your knee, that's pulling straight out. So that way you're leading with the back of your knee and not with your heel. Because if we do end up leading with our heel, we're going to get this bent, we're going to get this reaching bent knee back, and we don't want it. We're going to flex, push, hit, and that is going to be our first step that we're going to carry in to the rest. Okay, now that we have our first step, we are going to then go back into putting together 2 steps and looking at that crossing plan. So again, we're going to turn, we'll be in our proper posture, build everything up. So for this 2 steps, we're going to take the same backward step. We're going to push, hit, then for our trailing legs, we're going to flex, push through, hit, and it's now that we need something I forgot to mention in the first video with forward. When we're marching, we want to make sure our legs are in skis, our feet are in skis. So if you can see from here, we're going to take the first hit, and then with our trailing leg, we're going to release the turnout, flex, push through, and hit. So now our feet are in skis. Had to go through that. So now for our backwards march and for our crossing count, it's going to look, it should look identical to our forward march crossing count. We're going to go push back, hit, and we're going to flex, push through, and our crossing count when they meet, push, hit. This image, again, forwards, backwards, even slides are going, the lower body is all going to look the same. It's just going to be, whether you're traveling forward, back, and then for slides, your upper body rotation. So I'm going to run through our backward march again in the other way so you can see that crossing count from the other end. We're going to go push, steps with our backwards march. We're going to then transition over into 4 steps. Okay, now that we have worked through building blocks of our backwards march, we're going to connect everything together and go into a place close. So, I'm going to go through it quickly once, break it down, then go through it again. So we're going to start building up our posture, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, head. And then we're going to go 1, cross, 2, cross, 3, cross, place, close. So if you go through there, you're going to notice that my legs are all straight, with creating that straight leg look through the flexion of my toes. And something that we will work on throughout the season is maintaining that flex through the step. That's something that ends up deteriorating a lot, and it's going to be probably the hardest part of the backwards march. So now I'm going to go through that again slowly, and then we're going to focus on the place close at the end. Go through everything again. Go 1, cross, 2, cross, 3, cross, place. So through place is going to be very similar to our forward place. The big thing to notice for the backwards place is that we don't want to go through and then cross over for this place. That's going to throw us off of our dot. What we want to do is we want to swing our leg back, open up into that turnout with our ankle bone still in our ski. So go place, place, close. Again, so then here, place, close. Typically when place it close, going backwards, you're not flexing into that place close. You are, you're going to be turning out your right leg, point, place, then your left leg is going to stay pointed, turn out into your place close. So now that we've broken it down, I'm going to show you again your 4 steps place close, and that's going to be backwards marching. So we're going to go through, build up, 1, cross, 2, cross, 3, cross, place, close. That is going to be backwards marching. Coming up later, we're going to be going over slides and then a little bit of field reading and drill.